Hey everybody, it's Chris Loud. Today I have another art prompt painting challenge with a focus on creating abstracts without using a traditional paintbrush. After I give you the guidelines, I'll show you two sped up painting demos where I use the same prompt, the same colors, but with different results. Here are the guidelines for the challenge. You have 15 minutes to paint. For colors, you can use white, one shade of each of the primary colors, red, yellow, and blue, and one neutral color like burnt umber, black, Payne's gray, burnt sienna, etc. For tools, you can use anything but a paintbrush. I'll go into a little more detail on what I used here shortly. For mark making, you can start with a pencil or a marker or water-soluble crayon, whatever you want to use to initially start the painting off. And then the goal is to create a quick and engaging abstract painting without using a paintbrush, excuse me. As a side note, I gave myself an extra challenge of not completely painting over the margins, and I'll leave that up to you if you want to do that as well. So for this first demo, I put down some marks with a pencil and then used a large and some smaller color shapers to apply the paint. I also used a little cardboard on this one, just to kind of show that you really don't need any special tools to do this challenge. The colors I chose were alizarin crimson, Naples yellow, light permanent blue, burnt umber as my neutral, and titanium white. And for the second demo, I used the same colors, but this time I used cardboard as well as the folded up aluminum lid for a yogurt cup. So again, you don't need anything fancy for this challenge. I still like the second painting better at this point, and that's the one I did with the cardboard and the aluminum lid. I don't necessarily think it had anything to do with the tools I was using. I just think that was the one that kind of jumped out at me a little bit more. But I'll be interested to see what you think in the comments, if you like the first or the second. And then I also use briefly a palette knife, I think, trying to scratch in and do some things with that. But this color shaper is really pretty fun, especially if you're using some water in there. You can kind of twist it and turn and guide it in different ways and get a lot of different kinds of marks. So a lot of fun. And here I'm using that cardboard, just something that I had in my studio and kind of cut it down to a smaller size. And you can see it's doing very similar work as the color shaper. And these are just smaller color shapers I was trying to use and make some small white marks, but ended up finding that my fingers worked a lot better. But really didn't like those marks, so you can see I'm going through and kind of going right back over those. I also want to send a quick thank you to Kelly for clicking the thanks button recently. Hitting that thanks button helps support the channel and helps me continue making art videos like this one. And also to everyone who comments and gives these videos a thumbs up. I really do appreciate you and truly enjoy interacting with all of you about the process of creating art. So at this point, I'm going back over it with a pencil. Obviously, I painted over some of my lines and wanted to pull some of that back out. I'm also using a wet paper towel to wipe away sometimes when I put paint down. It just gives a kind of a blended and thinned effect there. And again, kind of pulling these little color shapers in. I actually found these on sale at an art supply store near me, and had never really played with them, so I figured I'd grab those and try those out on this challenge. Still, learning how to use them, so I'm kind of all over the place with what they can and can't do. But again, you'll see that I continue turning this around, trying to see what I think and what I need to do. But yeah, I'll be interested to see what you think of this. If you make anything out of any of these orientations that I show you here in a minute, with this painting. The particular one it's in now, I had my own opinions on what I was seeing, and I showed it to 2 other people, and they gave me completely different thoughts on that. So I'll show you the final version of this one, and I believe that's my favorite one at this point, and then a couple more orientations of this, or I should say 3 more orientations of it. So here's the next one, and I'm going to show you again. This one I'm using a couple of markers, a thicker marker and then one with a fine tip, to just do something different and play with that. And now I'm going to just fold that yogurt lid, aluminum yogurt lid up, and try and use that very similarly to how I used the color shaper in the first painting. What I found is that as I'm using this, it starts kind of folding in on itself, but that actually gave me kind of a fun effect and scratched into the paint a little bit too. You can see that I've got some lines. I have this square piece of paper on, I think it's an 8x8 piece of mixed media paper, and I just taped it down onto a piece of cardboard, and now the striations of the cardboard are kind of coming through as I'm painting, which was unintentional, but I actually really liked the look of that and the effect that it gave. By the end, some of that's painted over, but some of it's still showing through. So again, just keep using the cardboard and playing around and seeing what I can do with it. Just remember with these challenges, as I say in all the challenges that I put out there, there's no expectation for the result. This is supposed to be fun. It's supposed to get you painting. So be spontaneous and intuitive. It's also supposed to spark your creativity. As far as the time limit goes, if you feel 15 minutes is too far out of your comfort zone, adjust it as you see fit. But remember, if you do 15 minutes, or your adjusted time limit, you can come back to it and play with it some more. All in all, this is again a fun challenge and a way to get you painting without thinking too much. And if you have a good art prompt or challenge that you'd like me to do or like to share with others, let me know in the comments. I have a list of ideas for videos going, and I'm always looking for your feedback on what you would like to see. Also, let me know in the if you do the challenge, how it goes for you. And if you post it somewhere, let me know. I'll put my Instagram information in the description so you can check out my demo if you want to see it further. And if you like this, feel free to give it a thumbs up. And if you're new to the channel, welcome. And if you want to see more videos like this, feel free to subscribe. But this was really a fun challenge. I had so much fun on the first one, I just went right into doing a second one. And really had a good time with that. And I wasn't too sure about the colors that I chose, but they seemed to work out pretty well together. And I did cut out a few places where I was using the hair dryer to dry it, but a few of them I left in. And again, just going back over it with the marker just to try and pull some of those lines back out. But yeah, looking at this, I still think I favor this one over the first one, but I did like the first one as well. So I'll show you the final images here in different orientations, and I think that's my favorite orientation still at this point. But thanks for watching, and keep on painting, and let me know how the challenge goes for you.